and gender equality promotion. I am Qi Zhao, the director and producer from New York University, the moderator today. The goal of this forum is to establish global partnership for the female and gather global elites to improve the status of women in global political, economic, and social activities. This forum mainly consists of two parts. The first part is practice sharing, and the second part is the award ceremony for those individuals with outstanding contributions. First, let's welcome our organizer of the forum, as well as the chairman of the International Development Information Organization, Mr. Shi Li, to have an opening speech. Welcome.
尊敬的各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，大家上午好！非常高兴和大家共同见证2024年妇女大会平行论坛暨颁奖典礼开幕。我谨代表国际信息发展组织 NGO 组委会向在座各位莅临表示欢迎。同时，感谢联合国邀请及第68届妇女地位委员会指导与帮助，感谢所有共同参与的专家、学者、特邀嘉宾以及工作人员的辛苦付出。性别平等是联合国可持续发展目标第5个目标。今天我们论坛的主题是消除贫困和促进两性平等创新方式。贫困和性别平等的问题之间紧密的关系的，而女性往往是贫困现象中最脆弱的群体之一。因此，消除贫困必须同时促进性别平等，这需要我们制定政策和策划时充分考虑到女性的特殊需求。这需要我们只有当每个人都能够意识到性别平等的重要性，并付诸实践时，我们能够真实现实这一个目标。作为联合国经济及社会理事会授予特殊智商地位的非政府组织，我们一致致力于促进两性平等的工作中，如积极带领女性专家、学者等参加联合国妇女大会、联合国投资论坛、联合国世界数据论坛等，鼓励大家走向国际舞台，向世界发出女性的力量，号召女性积极参与科学研究与经济活动，开展创新创业培训等。消除贫困和促进性别平等是一个长期的过程，需要我们持之以恒、坚持不懈的努力。我们需要政策层面的支持，全社会的参与以及每个人的努力付出，让我们携手共进，共同创造一个更加公平繁荣的世界。国际信息发展组织获得联合国经济及社会理事会特殊智商地位的非政府组织，这增强了我们与联合国及世界的联系，同时也意味着更重大的责任。在联合国可持续发展目标的框架下，国际信息发展组织作为全球各领域专家学者、企业家、民间组织走进联合国，搭建创新桥梁，为各领域的杰出代表创造一个面向世界发出声音的舞台。希望大家能够加入我们，共同为世界的可持续发展做出贡献力量。最后，让我们共同期待这 次论坛的颁奖典礼取得圆满成功，让我们携手合作，为妇女事业发展贡献我们的智慧和力量。谢谢大家。
Thank you very much for Mr. Lee's excellent remarks. Now, let's go on to the next part, practice sharing. First, welcome Ms. Jianran Liu from Shanghai Xijin Cultural Communication Co. Limited to share with us about empowering women and children's rights with the digital economy.
It's my first speech because I changed it for shopping on Fifth Avenue. OK， 我想我应该是今天第一个演讲，是不是因为我在第5大道疯狂购物兑换积分买的？开个玩笑哈。我是上海西晋传媒董事长刘娟然。今天我非常荣幸能够与大家共同探讨一个日益重要且充满挑战的话题：数字经济如何赋能妇女儿童权益。目前，数字经济正以前所未有的速度和影响力重塑着全球的经济格局，还在深刻影响我们的社会结构和生活方式。因此，今天我们想来探讨的是，数字经济如何为妇女儿童权益赋予新的生命力和可能性。我站在这里回望历史，我想到了95年在第4次世界妇女大会的开幕式上，一位来自中国的女性坚定而有力量的发言：妇女占了世界人口的1半，如果妇女不能从其中发展中获利，那么世界的发展就不可能是真正的发展。这位女性是来自我的家乡湖南，她的声音代表了全球亿万女性对平等、公正和尊严的呼声，也道出了从来残雨裹谁愁，错遇偏诛万苦舟的豪情。在数字经济时代，这个声音显得尤为重要。数字经济正以独特的魅力和巨大的潜力，为妇女儿童权益保护提供了前所未有的路径和机遇。首先，数字经济为妇女的发展提供了更广阔的职业发展空间。在线工作、远程办公、自由职业等新型就业模式的出现，使得妇女能够更加灵活地参与了劳动力市场，实现自我价值。例如，在中国的某些小村庄，一位母亲可以通过电子商务平台来销售自家的手工制品，不仅可以改变家庭的经济状况，还可以成为当地妇女的榜样。在非洲的广袤土地上，女性农民可以利用手机的应用程序获取农业信息，提高农作物的产量，实现了自给自足。在越来越多的大城市，女性科技工作者在数字领域的创新，为社会发展注入了新的活力。这些故事都在告诉我们，数字环境为妇女同胞提供了前所未有的职业空间和发展空间，让她们能够摆脱传统的束缚，实现自己的价值和梦想，成为数字经济下的积极参与者和受益者。这种新的就业模式不但为妇女提供了更多的职业选择，也使她们能够更好地平衡家庭和工作的关系。除此之外，数字经济为妇女提供了更多的创业机会。在传统的创业领域，女性往往面临着资金、资源等方面的限制，而数字经济时代则为她们提供了低门槛、低成本的创业平台。通过数字平台，女性可以轻松地开展电子商务、网络营销、内容创作等业务，实现自己的创业梦想。我本人也是一位3个孩子的母亲，也是一位投资人和创业者。我在照顾家庭的同时，还可以兼顾创业和投资，得益于数字经济时代提供的各种便利和协同工具，可以在照顾孩子成长的同时，还能带领团队，让创业资本能够为可持续发展做出一份贡献。对于儿童而言，数字时代带来了更多丰富多样的教育资源和学习方式。传统的教育方式往往局限于课堂和教材，而数字经济则为孩子们提供了海量的在线课程、虚拟实验室、互动游戏等学习资源。这些资源不仅让孩子们更加自由地选择自己的学习路径和节奏，也能够激发他们的学习兴趣和创造力。同时，数字经济还为孩子们提供了更广阔的社交空间，让他们能够跨越地域、文化等障碍，与 全球的小伙伴们进行交流和合作。我的小女儿她在中国接受了基础教育，目前在日本读高中。她自己创办了一个2次元动漫人物，通过推特、哔哩哔哩等平台进行传播，现在受到了全球众多动漫爱好者的喜爱，并通过互联网找到了制作动漫玩偶的供应链和合作伙伴，与全世界的小朋友分享。她自己也立志成为中日美3国文化交流的使者，这就是数字经济的魅力所在。它为孩子们提供了无限的可能性和广阔的舞台。女士们、先生们，数字经济正以前所未有的速度和影响力改变着我们的世界。在这个全球化的时代，我们需要以更加开放、包容、合作的姿态，推动数字经济与妇女儿童权益的深度融合。让我们携手共进，加强国际合作与交流，让数字经济的红利惠及全球的每一个角落的妇女儿童。最后，我想再次运用那位湖南女性的话：“妇女就是半边天。”在数字经济的背景下，这句话更加具有现实意义和深远影响。让我们共同努力，让每一位女性都能在数字经济的浪潮中绽放光彩，让每一个儿童也能在数字世界里面茁壮成长。谢谢大家 ，Thank you。
Much attention to women's empowerment and to the social development and public welfare. Thanks for sharing. Next is the President of Premier Event Management, Mr. Charles Sullivan. Let's welcome.
My name is Charles Sullivan. I'm very happy to be here at this grand and glorious event. I had the good fortune many years ago, when I was a student at the Harvard Law School, to have as one of my professors Louis Sohn. And Louis Sohn was quite a wonderful man, and he was also the principal draftsman of the United Nations Charter. So I had the enthusiasm about the United Nations at a very early stage in my life. I've been the beneficiary of assistance and support and partnership with several women I'd like to mention and celebrate. My late mother, her name was Mary Malone Sullivan, and she, in partnership with my late father, were the founders of the American Football League, which has become a very significant player in the sports business in America. And the team that we started and we owned for 3 glorious decades was called the New England Patriots. And that team has won 6 Super Bowls, and my mother and my father were the partners in putting together that wonderful organization. But their efforts were not limited to sports. They were also the founders of a charity called the Jimmy Fund in Boston. And the Jimmy Fund gave birth to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. And it's been a wonderful hospital in the research area. And the research that my mother funded for that hospital and participated in has generated 4 Nobel Prizes in medicine, and it was quite grand and glorious. I also had the benefit of a business partner whose name is Lily Lee, and she is from Beijing, and she and I worked with a Chinese company, Beijing Tong Ren Tong, to bring that business to America. And we have a clinic on Madison Avenue, which has been very successful under the operation of another marvelous female, Dr. Jing. And that particular clinic has been very significant in my life, because 8 years ago I was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma cancer, and the prediction was that I had only 6 months to go. And through the treatment of Lily Lee and Dr. Jane. They put together a treatment regimen that included Keytruda, famous Western medicine, and the Beijing product, reishi mushroom product, and also another product which is a seaweed powder. And the combination of the Keytruda and the seaweed powder and the reishi mushrooms enabled me to be for 6 years a cancer-free board. So I was very fortunate to have Lily Lee and Dr. Jing provide that for me. We assisted the Beijing Tong Ren Tong with opening this clinic. It's a very wonderful clinic, and any of you in the audience who might like to visit our clinic would welcome that. I also have had the benefit of two sisters who've been very active in politics. My sisters will both serve as chairman of the City of Boston School Committee, and they guided a program to make racial equity in the City of Boston school system, and that was a great accomplishment for them. Their names were Kathleen and Jean. I've also had the benefit of quite a wonderful daughter. Her name is Katie. And Katie, after she graduated from the University of Southern California, she went to Ghana for a medical missionary and did a great job in bringing American medicine to the population of Ghana. She is currently the head of mental health for the University of Southern California hospital system. And the most glorious news about my Katie is that last summer she produced my first grandson, whose name is Penn Sullivan Roberts. He sounds like a Republican. In any event, I've had the benefit of life experiences with those fabulous women, and I'm a strong believer in woman power, and I've been the beneficiary of that. As a matter of fact, because of the good work of Lily Lee and Dr. Jen, I'm able to stand here today and give you a speech. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to seeing you later.
Next, Mr. Charles Sullivan. Next, let's welcome our honorable speaker, the publisher of Black Tie International Magazine, Mr. Gerard McKeon, to deliver a speech.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for getting out today on a chilly, rather chilly actually, after a nice weekend. Monday. Thank you for inviting me. We've had a lot of great experience in this house and in the bigger house across the street. I mean, what you're engaging in now is what we commonly call civil society's discourse, where we try to put together experts in different fields and professionals and introduce them and hope for something new to come out of these conversations. Lots of times, there's lots of conversations, and there seems to be very little that gets done. I found this, I started this journey, I suppose, over 20 years ago, when we founded Black Tie Magazine. And Black Tie Magazine, for the record, is owned by myself and Joyce Brooks. So we can speak here as a sort of woman-owned publication. We've been promoting engagement for a long time. Our mission with Black Tie is we want to empower people to engage in active philanthropy. And people say, well, what does that mean? And how can I be an active philanthropist? Well, obviously, everybody in this room is an active philanthropist. You've given up your time and you've come here today to engage in a conversation about women and equality. So you've already made a first step. Now, we propose simple things like if you're rich, you can get involved and start your own foundation and do wonderful things. If you've got time, you can contribute your time. If, for example, it's a holiday and you want to give a gift to somebody, this is recycled glass. I'm sure the recycled glass is probably not worth too much, but somebody, some artisan, we support small brands, some artisan took that piece of glass and made it into something that they could sell internationally. And this actually came from so there's lots of things that you can do in your day. If you're going to meet somebody and you want to take them for dinner, perhaps you can attend one of the great, I mean the city is full of charity events every night of the week, and a good source to learn about them from Page of Black Tie. We list many of the best ones. But I also wanted to talk to what struck me mostly about the invitation today, and that was innovation. I mean, how can we innovate? How can we learn? And I had the time this weekend because I was visiting some friends, so I was reading newspapers and going online. So let me just share some innovations that I discovered this weekend, and I think we could all think about and apply. We often, at least I do, in my supermarket, you've got the option of rounding up whatever change is left and they donate it to a local charity. Now we do that. I mean, it's never much. It's a rounding thing, 20 cents, 30 cents, 80 cents. But do you know that in 2022, and I wrote these numbers down because they're staggering, that amounted to $749 million in the States. And that was a 42% increase from 2020. So there's a very simple idea that you can apply in your business, perhaps, or you can apply in your life. Another very interesting one, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter yesterday, if anybody wants to check it. Mr. Beast. Does anyone know who Mr. Beast is?
Yes.
Mr. Beast is probably the top person on YouTube at the moment. So he just announced a deal to run the biggest contest in the world, Amazon bought the product. There's going to be 1,000 contestants in the competition, and the first prize is $5 million. Now that in itself is kind of very innovative and different. But you know what's fun about it, and something that you should think about? His last game was where he took 1,000 blind people and he paid for cataract surgery. So 1,000 blind people can now see because of what Mr. Beast was able to do. Interesting, and this is for those of you in the room who think about these things, what's quite interesting about it is he got a lot of flack about doing this. It was actually perceived by certain members in the community that what he was doing was exploiting blind people. And there's a bit of an argument for it, but if I was blind and somebody got me a cataract operation and had the money and raised the money through doing shows, I'd be very grateful. Dr. Jeannie Yee is over here. Jeannie? So everybody should know Jeannie. She's forced in the city here. We do a lot together. But one of our projects is Life Water, which is a very wonderful health product. So because of that, I've been sort of reading Bev News and everything else. And so this is really left field. But again, and this, I don't know if the room I don't think would probably know this, but has anybody been in the store recently, or they've been in a bar or a restaurant, and have they ordered liquid debt. Liquid debt is a drink that is selling phenomenally. The only thing that sells better is Red Bull. So liquid debt, which is a horrific title, it sells, it competes very successfully against beer, and it competes very successfully against energy drinks. And it has a very, very well-known taste, because liquid debt is actually just water in an aluminum can with some very fancy graphics. And liquid debt means debt to thirst, or murder a drink, or something. But somebody in a room like this, they have to figure out how to sell a product. And somebody says, let's call water in a tin, in an aluminum can, let's call it liquid debt. Now, hands up all the people in the room, because I do this for a living, would have said, well, that's a great brand strategy. We love that. That fits our brand. That fits our message. So, but get this. You know what the valuation of liquid debt is? $1.4 billion. It's the fastest growing brand in America. It's got, what is it here? It's something like 5 million views on TikTok. It's got, you know, it's just phenomenal. But again, I just want to, many of us, because of what we do, we tend to limit our thinking about how we can handle or how we can promote, particularly our foundations and our charities. So what I wanted to do was just throw out a couple of new ideas, think wide about it. Don't be afraid of the left field solutions. And again, thank you for having me here today. Cheers.
Thanks for sharing. Now, let's welcome the professional fellow at Columbia University Innovation Institute, as well as the director of the United Nations NGO International Strategic Alliance, Mr. Yunglong Zhao. Let's welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to be here. The chapter 1, I use English. The chapter 2, I can speak Chinese. We know America always said all men are equal. But this year, I talk about the all men and women are equal. When I was a child, that's China revolutionary, cultural revolutionary time. That time, the woman position like this, man position like this. But today, everything development. Today in China, the woman position like this, man like this. This is the development. Maria clears aside. Life is not easy for any of us, but we should work. We must study, then we can believe do something well. Every year, United Nations have 2 big group conferences. First is the March Women Conference. Second is September for political conference. That time, different countries, president, prime minister, all leaders stand there. This is a talk about our work. We think women want to development should know 3 words. First is ability. If women want ability, if you have ability, you can develop it. Second is responsibility. This responsibility for your family, for the culture, for your country, for your nations. This is very important. We should follow the United Nations 17, the development, these actions. That we love United Nations, we love this world, we love yours. It's the first one. 第二段呢，我用中文来演讲。在过去的14年中呢， 我和李世仁先生一样，为联合国呢，我们做出了许多的贡献。在中国呢，来美国上学的有2类人，一类是80年代和90年代初，那时候作为一些贫穷的学生，因为那时候整个中国整个都比较贫穷，他们到世界各国留学，到那里去打工挣着。第2代呢，就是在中国获得一定发展以后的，然后来美国，成为企业家或者富有之后，然后来美国发展。我和王石先生，就是说李世仁先生，我们属于这样一个人。我们经常叹息言涕兮，哀民生几多艰。我在哥伦比亚大学读了几年书以后呢，然后我到了联合国，我参与了一个项目，就是如何解决贫穷问题，这是切合今天主题的。当时 MIT 的几个教授呢做了一个活动，说首先如何改变贫穷地区孩子的营养问题，因为在我们小时候的时代，好多可能80%-90%的人在中国是面临着营养问题，因为当时有饿死了几千万人。那我如何改变这个问题呢？为此呢，我到了许多国家去和他们一起考察，其中最典型的，我们到了当时贫穷的柬埔寨，我呢到了肯尼亚和坦桑尼亚这样的非洲国家，也有几个人呢到了孟加拉国，因为叫 Bangladesh。到了这个国家以后，我们考察孩子是咋样营养不良的。我们发现呢，确实有些家庭的孩子呢个头长得可以，面色是红润的；有些家庭呢，看着孩子呢确实营养是不良的，而且个头也长不高。这个问题以后呢，我们写了一些报告，但这个时候面临这个问题，我们是拿着这个报告回来联合国要经费解决这个问题呢？这个是国际上惯常的解决办法，但我们不是这样做的。我们和这几个教授呢，就在当地总结，为什么孩子营养不良？为什么有些家庭的孩子呢会好一些？我们发现呢，孩子吃早餐是很重要的事情。有些母亲呢，就是顾不上给孩子做早餐，孩子背着小书包去读那个贫穷的学校就去了。所以说，不吃早餐是造成营养不良的因素。第2个，我们就在当地咨询，为什么有些孩子是也是面色红润，个头略微长高一些呢？我们做了一个社会普查，调查了几千人，我们发现呢，孩子如果能均匀地吃上菜叶子，把菜叶子剁碎了，甚至加点荤油和素油，因为在贫穷落后地区呢，素油都很少，他们都是猪油啊、羊油啊、牛油啊这些，荤油吃一点。我们发现，如果这个荤油和素油一起混合在一起，再加上菜叶子剁碎了，能给这孩子呢吃一碗带这个倒在米饭上面，或者加一个面包，这样吃的话，孩子营养就会很好。我在肯尼亚发现这个事情以后，我们和同行的几个教授一起来说，那我们不一定能回去联合国要钱，因为联合国也没钱。怎么办呢？我们把这个事情呢写成一个宣传的小册子，我们自己出钱，交给当地的学校，就印刷这个事情，就是说孩子只要能均衡营养，第1个吃上早餐，第2个正常打疫苗，第3个事情呢，如果他能吃上一碗像中国就是盖浇饭似的米饭或者面包，再加上一碗菜汤，有点油，孩子的营养呢大致就能跟上来。我们不断的把这个在宣传推广，不断的推广。后来在孟加拉国，在非洲的肯尼亚、坦桑尼亚，在柬埔寨推广以后，取得了非常好的效果。我们做了几年以后呢，当地反映说，孩子的营养大有改善，脸色红润了。当今经济是面临着一个萧条时代，这个为什么这样呢？大家会看中国的经济在当前，会看美国的经济。世界呢，这个整个经济和生物来说像一个橄榄球的形状，在过去，最富的人比较少，最穷的人比较少，中间是庞大的中产阶级。但现在最近3年疫情以后以来，却不是这样，中产阶级在减少，上面在加大，底下在加大，所以社会向这个不良状况发展。我们在这种情况下认为，李世仁先生今天提出的消除贫困，包括妇女大会提出的消除贫困的原则，是非常有积极意义的。只有这样，只有提上这个问题，说明这个问题普遍的存在，这个问题非常的严重。我们应该充分的尊重家庭，尊重妇女。 我刚才说到妇女在中国现在的地位，刚才用英文演讲就谈到地位提高了。我从我的家庭来看，我的母亲就是家里边领导者，她注重孩子教育，孩子就能获得好的教育，所以说我们这些孩子们呢就能有所发展，在未来也是如此。所以说呢，我们非常要尊重妇女，尊重妇女的地位。这样的话，我们共同在联合国的1000年的目标之下呢，共同来前进。我们知道呢，还有一件事情呢，我们值得提倡一下。我和世界妇女大会结缘是2012年，我在联合国的866楼办公，我在4层，他在2层办公，我们是邻居。当时呢，出现一件事情，因为在非洲教育呢，女童是可以教育的，在阿富汗，女童是不可以教育的，就是说他是不让女童进学校的。在这种情况下呢，有一个女生和她的父亲，这个女生呢后来很知名，她叫马拉拉，她和她的父亲呢共同收留了几百名女孩，就不让是在塔利班地区不让教育的女孩子来她的这个很破的学校上学，教给她们知识。但是塔利班不高兴了，有一塔利班头目拔出手枪，照着她的嘴巴就打了一枪。你不是用嘴巴来讲课吗？照着她嘴巴打了一枪。当时呢，打几颗牙，同时呢，子弹呢从她的脸颊穿过。但这个女生呢，后来和她父亲毅然决然去办学。我们和世界妇女大会呢，我和他们几个领导去商量，我说应该给这个女孩获得一个大奖，世界妇女大会的大奖。这就是2016年，我们就开此次在这样大会的时候，我们让她获得了这个大奖。但是呢，获得这样大奖是没有钱的，怎么办？我们就倡导，其实我是倡导人之一。我倡导我说应该让她获得诺贝尔奖，诺贝尔和平奖，大致170万美元。我们为此提了好多呼吁，我也为此发表了几次的演讲，呼吁他们共同来倡导让马拉拉获得这个奖。但是很高兴的是呢，2017年度，马拉拉获得了诺贝尔和平奖。这个女生，而且呢，谢谢。而且这位女生呢，后来到了英国做了手术，脸颊上虽然现在还留着一个疤，就子弹打过去的疤，但是呢，基本上已经是这个平复了。我们认为，我们做了一些琐碎的事情，我们做出了一小步，对于人类的文明来说，却是一大步。谢谢。在我演讲即将结束的时候呢，让我们在联合国的旗帜下前进，让我们共同在人权宣言的旗帜下前进，让我们共同在1000年计划的伟大目标下前进。我们热爱联合国，谢谢。
Thanks to Mr. Zhao's speech. Now, last but not least, let's welcome General Manager at Life Hotel, Ms. Fatena Williams.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me today. It is such an honor to be here today, and I thank you for all your work that you are doing for the community, for major topics that are very near and dear to my heart. My work has been through not only my career path, but through volunteering and lobbying for this very same cause. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I am Fatina, and these topics are relevant and needed. They have been relevant to me when I came to the U.S. as an immigrant, as a woman, as someone that have gone through a few wars throughout my life and came here by myself in the United States to navigate the system and being, as you know, a woman. It's not easy in a very dominant industry, the hospitality industry. So I've been an advocate for women and sustainability through various initiatives and programs within New York City, New York State, and in Queens. I have been a board member and also a board member with the United Nations Association, USA, Women in Lodging, and the chair of sustainability for the Hotel Association of New York City and the Queens Chamber. So, as we all know, that it is with great urgency and determination, we gather today to discuss innovative measures aimed towards eradicating poverty and promoting gender equality on a global scale. The challenges that we face are immense, but so are the opportunities that we have for transformative change. First, as we delve into the complexity of our proposed measure, it's crucial to highlight the importance of supporting women owners with small businesses or startups through targeted workshop mentorship programs. And these mentorship programs, I have to say, I've been a beneficiary for, and I see the city programs many years ago, and they have been very helpful throughout my career. Women from minority groups, like myself, like many other marginalized groups, often face unique barriers to economic empowerment and entrepreneurship. By providing them with the necessary skills, resources, and networks, we can unlock the immense potential and drive inclusive growth, economic growth for all. Our efforts to empower women in minority groups must extend beyond the traditional avenues that we do. One such as providing training in budgeting and planning for small businesses. For women in minority communities, access to financial education and support can be a game changer, enabling them to overcome systematic barriers and thrive as entrepreneurs. By offering tailored training programs that cater to their specific needs and challenges, everyone's challenge is different. We can level the playing field and foster more diverse and vibrant entrepreneurship ecosystem. Financial literacy, education remain crucial and critical component for our effort to combat poverty and empower women economically. By equipping women with the knowledge and skills to manage their finances effectively, we can help them to build more secure future for themselves and for their families. Moreover, access to comprehensive reproductive health care, including contraception and safe abortion services, it is essential for ensuring reproductive rights and promoting women's health and well-being. Second, in our pursuit of poverty education and gender equality, language access remain fundamental principle. Language should never be a barrier to accessing essential services or participating fully in society. Therefore, we must redouble our efforts to ensure comprehensive language access programs in all spheres of public life, including businesses and entrepreneurship. By breaking down language barriers, we can create more inclusive and equitable opportunity for all individuals, regardless of their linguistic background. Third, providing opportunities for stable job is essential to lift people out of poverty and promoting gender equality in the workforce. And we need that not only globally, but currently in our backyard. Vocational training programs, apprenticeships, and job placement initiatives can play a crucial role in equipping women with the skill and resources that they need to succeed in the workforce. We must also strive to eliminate gender-based discrimination in hiring practices and close the gender pay gap to ensure equal opportunities and fair compensation for all. Furthermore, it's imperative that we adopt a comprehensive approach that addresses not only economic empowerment, but also the broader social determination of health. Access to health care is fundamental human right and cornerstone of sustainable development. Yet, millions of people around the world still lack access to essential health services, particularly women and marginalized communities. By expanding access of quality health care, we can improve the health outcomes, reduce poverty, and advance gender equality. One innovative measure is to invest in the primary healthcare systems that prioritizes preventive care, maternal and child health services, and sexual and reproductive health services. These services are essential to our community, and by promoting women's health and well-being, empowering them to make informed decisions about their bodies, and empowering them to decide on their reproductive future, reproductive equality, and abortion rights are integral to achieving gender equality, and their bodies and their future. Access to comprehensive reproductive health care, including contraception and safe abortion services, is essential for ensuring reproductive rights and promoting women's health well-being. By advocating for reproductive justice and fighting against legislative restrictions on abortion access, we can uphold the principles for bodily autonomy and gender equality for all. Legal aid services play a crucial role in promoting access to justice and combating poverty. Too often, marginalized groups, including women and minorities, face systematic barriers to justice, such as discrimination, lack of legal support and representation, and limited awareness of their rights. By providing free and/or local legal aid services, we can empower individuals to assert their rights, access essential services, and seek redress for injustices. One innovative measure is to establish community-based legal aid clinics to provide a range of legal services, including legal advice, representation, and advocacy. These clinics can serve as a vital resource, and this vital resource that will assist and can create more justice and equitable society for everyone. In conclusion, the innovative measure outlined today represent a holistic approach to addressing poverty and eradication and promoting gender equality on a global scale. It doesn't have to be global scale either. We really need it here at home. With the influx that we do have of immigrants in our home and here in our backyard, these systems are very needed, and they're needed now. We can create inclusive, equitable work for all. Let us seize the opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to building a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you.
We thank for all the practice sharing. Due to the limits of time, let's move on to the second part, award ceremony for individuals with outstanding contributions. First, let's welcome Mr. Shin Lee and Ms. Bettina Williams to come to the stage and to present awards. First of all, let's welcome and congrats Ms. Jiren Liu. say that our forum has to stop here. We are very honored to have the chance to share so much on this forum. We hope that more actions and solutions can be worked out to promote the United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda. Again, I'm very pleased to be the moderator today. I'm Ati Qi Zhao. Thanks for all the speakers and participants. Finally, let's have a group photo. All attendees can come onto the stage, and if you have any questions, you can ask freely. Thanks, everybody.
咱们集体合影一下，好吧？
大家合影一下，大家过来吧，这边一起合影一下，大家合影一下。
各位来宾，请大家到台前，我们全体来一张合影。Please come to the front stage. We're gonna have a group photos right now. Thank you.
大家往后边站，后边站，哎，统一一点，快点。除了摄影师以外，大家都站在后边啊。这挤一点。Hello everyone.
都上来，大家都上来，来。
来，过来，上来吧。Hello everyone. Julia, come here.
哎，你把那个老外叫过来。哎，谁啊？小张，你把那个老外叫过来。
请各位看我们白色衣服的摄影师，谢谢。
除摄影师以外，我们大家都过来啊。
把后面的老外也叫过来。哎，小张。
Please come to the front
会
and
议
join
圆满
us
成
for the
功，
group
大家
photos.
等一下，叫后面老外都
又 OK。
这摄影师说1、2、3啊。
Please listen to our photographer's direction.
都能扩进来吧？
先来 video 拍完之后。
你妹妹也进来，来。Hey, Michael, come quick. Last moment.
You're in the back, right? You're right.
不好意思，麻烦给我们的官方摄影师一点空间，谢谢。
热烈祝贺
那
世界妇女大会圆满成功，祝贺此次访论坛圆满成功。
对 ，Q 一下，他们要一起念个什么东西？那就告诉我，给我一个信号。
对对对。
你等他们念完你。
行。
我们一块儿哈，这个我们赵博士说，然后我们说圆满成功。
祝贺世界妇女大会
圆满成功。
Give me a sign。
再次祝贺世界妇女大会。
等一下，我说 action， 你们在 OK，rolling and action。
热烈祝贺联合国世界妇女大会
圆满成功。
我们需要联合国。Once more.
It's a great conference today.
Hold on.
It's a great conference today for all the women of the world to be united. Women empowerment is the way forward. Thanks to everyone for today. United Nations and women empowerment unite the world together.
Thank you, everyone. This is a successful conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.